Hi, you found me. Okay, I'm back. This is part two of knowledge that Noah gave me. And as I didn't mention in the first video, first it was a left, then I headed down, then it was a right. And things like that matter. Believe it or not, they matter. Okay, so I really thought long and hard, sharing a story like this, and um, I, if anything else, it's entertaining. We'll say, if anything else. So when I look at that, and I look at what we are capable of being and doing and becoming, and I think I am going to explain this in two right here and now while I have the opportunity, because I don't think people really grasp, really grasp, how big this all is. Yeah, they use the event. Is that what they're saying? I think they're using the event in order to freak people out, creep them out a bit, wake them up a bit, get them thinking. You don't want them to have absolutely no, no desire to prepare themselves for an event, if an event should take place. And so I think we need to pay attention as I reiterate through my messages the word. The word is so very important. We were created with the word. And what's really awesome before that, it was we were a thought. We were a created thought. And before that, we were desire. And before that, we're destiny. Right? Okay, maybe that's the cryptic message in Destiny's Child. Oh, where that came from. But in all seriousness, don't let me lose you. By the way, this is hours later from when I said I would make a video right back to back. I did go for that walk in the time that I did go for that walk. The rain just kind of did its thing and moved along, and it cooled everything down, and the sun was right there, but at least it was tolerable, and it was nice. I like it at that hour where it's not too hot, and the fact that it was raining. I like walking in the rain when it's sunny. Okay, so getting away from this. When I was thinking about Noah's Ark and the fact that civilization was being drowned, because once again civilization did not care enough. And I believe that, we hear some things from some books here and there and literature here and there that we got to be too noisy, when it is that if you should look and even imagine, putting yourself there, um, at that time frame, and how would your life be? What would you think it would be like? That exercise alone really does, one, keep you connected with self, but also allows yourself to grow a little And when I say grow a little, that's just learning to become acceptant and loving yourself and saying telling yourself it's okay to have an expectation of yourself. Why should you not have an expectation of yourself? Um, you know, so I think when we embrace that at that point, you can't allow vanity in. Now, why I'm going there is because I was thinking about the two gods. I was thinking about this movie that I had just seen, and it's on Netflix, and it's the gods in Egypt, something like that. And I know you know it's gonna be, oh yeah, da 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 da, seen it, overdone, overplayed, overworked. Oh, you know, let's get past that. We're past that. Not really, because you know the instruments might change, but the game playing doesn't. It's we're still on that same field that we were then, and then middle way to where we are now. And so I thought, what is the bigger picture here? What is it? Is it the fact that mankind has to prepare itself? Is that what it is? Is it that Noah's flood, what did they say? How did they handle the situation? What did that civilization do during that time frame? Oh, I said, that's why I had that conversation with the elder, and he was Noah. That was like just too cool because he said the other name. And I'm like, oh, I don't know. I guess I'm really, I don't know, silly in spirit, maybe. I sometimes have to be told twice. Did you hear that? Yes, I did. Okay, repeat after me. It was kind of like that, you know. But anyway, fact of the matter is that humanity has to stop for a moment and allow themselves to believe. Just allow yourself to believe. Just for a moment. Just for a moment. Believe. And then ask yourself why you don't believe. And take the time and think about why you don't believe. There's only so many cards that can be laid. So it's not how you work the cards, it's who created it, who created them, who created the cards. You know, card laid is a card played. There's no taking that back. You know, so if you created something first, you're not going to let whomever take credit for it. You're the creator. And they will never, ever be able to destroy it because they didn't create it. The creator could be geniuses like us and have backup plans, knowing, okay, not everybody ticks in everyone's best interest. Right? And we can all agree upon that, right? Wrong. That's the problem. Singularity, singularity, singularity. I'm telling you, you just need to believe. If we can just fine tune, you know, I mean, it's as quickly as that. You get, you know, something negative going through your brain, you go, yeah, paid my dues, I'm entitled to feel good about this. I'm entitled. And the reason I'm saying that, okay, is because what we vibrate is how the earth is to respond, to react. Because we are the ones that are impounding and digging and doing all of the fracking, doing all of these things to earth. It's not Earth, it's us. So I thought, it scared the shit out of me, man. You know, I'm sorry for saying it that way, but that rumbling, it came from deep. It did. And I didn't want to be there. I did not want to be there. I really didn't. You know, I was flipped. I was flopped. I asked if I could die while I was there because I was there in my spiritual body and I knew my physical body was at home sleeping. You know, and I just went, holy monsters. It literally, the ocean and the skies, they became so dark. And there was nothing but electricity there. And it rumbled and it roared. Like it roared. I know we've never heard anything like that on Earth. It brought man down to their knees. That was a monster. And I asked what was the purpose in me seeing and knowing this. Yeah, it's pretty overwhelming. There's a lot that you see and a lot happens, and outside of learning myself, I remind myself not to be too hard on myself. You know, I am taught for a reason. I am shown for a reason. And so on that note, I like story time. I like storytelling. But I don't like lies. Some things are, people would say they're not explainable, but I say they are explainable. And the fact that they care so much so that I understood why I had to feel the impact of seeing this, like what actually happened during that time frame, and the people screaming. You know, prior to that, nobody believed. Everybody scoffed. Nobody believed. Everybody pointed and laughed and made jokes upon and ridiculed and denied and even got angry and hostile. You know, nobody wanted to believe. Just like now. Just like now. Do we all have a 1-800 grandma? No, 1-800 wah. Yeah, that's it. 1-800 wah. We gotta think right. We need to understand the importance. We need to understand how this works. This movie that I saw, like I said, Gods in Egypt or Gods of Egypt. I would really check it out. Good actors. And I made a video here. I talked about the wings, and I said that the wings are an outfit because somebody was frustrated and they needed to know the truth about it. And I thought, well, you know what? I know it. You know, I'm just gonna put it out there. People deserve to hear it. You know, so hey, I don't have any expectations outside of just acceptance. That's why I always say, if you want to be me, please move on. You know, I wouldn't hurt anybody, you know, for the sake of any reason. I just wouldn't. It's not my style, it's not my do, it's not my whatever. You know, yeah, life is too short. I'd rather do it a little more lighthearted and and whatever, and vibrate something that would be healing and productive and supportive, and that is of not only the earth but the people on the earth. So I kind of vibrate on some might say Mother Earth, and I'm going to say, what's wrong with her? Her name is not Sophia. I'm sorry to break it to you. You want to believe in a holy graceness, then it's all about getting her name right. Don't get mad. Don't get mad. There's no reason to get mad. Don't get mad. You know, being given that is actually an opportunity. So you would have earned that. See that as a door. Yeah, why not? Know the name to all the players, right? I guess it's easier to indexed. Yeah. Okay. So this thing with Noah's flood, uh, yeah. Yeah, I don't even think you had 5 seconds. It was a monster. Nobody survived that. And the fact that they did, that told you that there was a plan. And that plan was going to work itself, whether human beings wanted to influence or not. It's not our place. There's a plan. You know, we just need to see things straight and see things right, and do the right thing. And that is just stop for a moment and believe in something. Believe in something good. you know, change in thought is such a healthy thing. It's a rebirth of consciousness. I mean, don't you want to be lighter? Don't you want to lift? Don't you want to dump the baggage and still be able to live in this world, but not feel the heaviness? The dum 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 dum. I mean, I, I I say, why do people, what is their haste in dying? I don't understand that. When we have such a beautiful gift here called life, and the fact that we don't cherish it blows my friggin' mind, that we let the opportunity just slide by us. And when we look back, we're going to be really unhappy because we're going to realize, idiot, oh my God, why did I let that, God? Why did I let that time slide through my fingers? What was I thinking? What was I not thinking? Ugh, I told myself I was going to be okay, remember? That's what happens. So at some given time, you wake up. Let it be now. Absolutely. There's what, if I say a decade, I'm going to say the easy, the easy boy chair kind of, you know, all the way around. One for everybody. That's not going to do it. It really isn't. Uh, I'm a oh, it's all about the love. Vigilante. That's the word I was trying to muster up. Vigilante. I'm a vigilante for love. Okay, hey, on that particular note, know this. The second message to the message that was given is and was fire. So, what we need to do is be as intelligent as vipers. Think of the easy stuff. Nobody banks on you thinking the easy stuff, the stuff that you know you're going to need to survive. It's as simple as that. This change, if they want to call it the event, I'm going to say, look, it can go two ways, and there's always the middle of the road. That's okay too. I mean, I don't see that hot or cold, the middle of the road. I'm more the middle of the road. Uh, I would have to say. Um, Okay, um, this middle of the road is done here. The message that both time frames in history and life changing um, events, and this would be the time when the giants were upon the earth, when they were considered gods. In the movies, I think it's pretty awesome that some have done their homework, and as these Vikings got their heads cut or stabbed or they were bleeding and they were crawling, their blood was all in gold. And I thought, brilliant, how brilliant. I wonder how many people recognize that and why it is the elixir of life. Okay, you can get gold and you can work it right down into a powder, and that powder, okay, with proper balance of everything else, is what creates longevity. It does. It really does. So when they put it in the movie, I thought, how brilliant. It's right there. You've got to give God, it's not even original. It's an A movie to me. I thought it was an A movie. I think it's a movie that's really worthwhile. There's so much truth in it that I just can't stop smiling and chuckling about this because it was really eventful. And myself, I appreciated the detail and understood, the brilliance in painting their blood in gold. The fact that they are alien, and that is the one of the secrets to longevity, and that's why gold is so important. But people want to and need to, they have to want to know the truth about things and know how to prepare. Like I said, it's just really simple. But yet, we are so bombarded with everything else, we no longer believe that we can think straight. We no longer believe that we can come up with a answer that would be a solution to a big enough event in each and everyone's personal life. We're talking billions of people here. I say it's like that because no one knows their self-worth. You gotta recognize your self-worth. And then you don't mind being honest. Right? It works, right? I know. I know. And I know you're honest. I know whether you like me or you don't like me, I know you're honest. I know that for a fact. The way that we were created at one given point when we lay down with ourselves before we close our eyes, we're honest. Right? So we should carry it out throughout the day. And then when we look at these really big issues that really do need to be looked at and or entertained by some truth blended in, script, imagination, and yet that is just a perception because the reality of that is in history. It's written, it's logged. Yeah, isn't that beautiful? Okay. Hey, you know, uh, I really mean this. The message really was that from Noah. Does mankind want to go through it all over again? But this time it's with fire. We are doing the exact same thing that was being done in that day. What's a little better is that now everybody, or I should say, technology has been exposed to everybody. And that has made more people aware than they would have liked to have banked on. But we are intelligent and we are souls and we are our own creators outside of God creating us. Meaning that I'm in control of my life and I'm the one that makes the right decisions. So I better keep my focus and always work at making the best ones for myself and not always for everybody else. Because sometimes loving me is loving you. And vice versa. You're, it's just human beings, period. Hence, there is that other that comes in. You want to treat others like you would like to be treated. Yeah, that's a positive too. You know? So we really need to stop to think here. I mean, answers are right there. It's okay to be happy for a moment. It's okay to enjoy for a moment. The nooses were loosened. Now it's a time for everybody to breathe. Don't get sloppy. Don't, go, all right. Don't get all depressed about anything. Just look at the fact that in the moment and in the now, you can breathe. You can now breathe into a creation of style of life that you would like to live and how, but more so about yourself, truly about yourself, and recognizing how precious life is. How many times have we really been close to war? We all feel it right here. Again, in one of my videos, I referred it to an old Vincent Price movie, The Pendulum. I remember thinking, oh, I was just a kid. What? I was like 7 years old. That scared the bejesus out of me. That impression lasted for just decades. It's just Vincent Price, yeah. So it's very Pit and the Pendulum, and we've got to recognize that it is the Pit and the Pendulum. At any given time, we do have the ability to have smarts or the will enough to want out of that particular situation, and or better yet, wise enough not to get caught up in that situation or any other particular situation. So this brings me back to, how could it have happened that it was only Noah and his family, those particular animals that had survival, and the other that had survival was God's word. And God's word said to Cain, you will seek death and you're not going to get it. You're going to be so sore and just aching so much, but you're never going to have relief. And it doesn't matter at what given point, if you try to turn, you're not trusted. This is the sin that you've done. And so his deeds will never have that recognition. And this is why his offspring sin. They even sin against him because they say he should deserve that. He did just as. Where he says, hey, that's his life, right? You can't carry on something that he's sacrificing for, then he's done it all for what? They think they're honoring him, going, how look how mistreated he was. What are you doing? Who was mistreated? And if anybody was, say you're sorry. And if you're not sorry, stay out of each other's lives. This is a time of balance and honesty. I mean, it's literally being shoved down our throats. So, don't listen to this and go, where, these are ramblings. Where the hell is that coming from? When in reality, you can feel the undertones. Yep. Now, the really cool thing, um, and I hope some people really do get this, I was never more privileged than been taken on the journey where Mary was on the mule, and they stated about no place at the inn. And yes, there were a lot of people, but what was also was because they knew scripture, because they knew prophecy, if Jesus was going to be born in an inn, there would be witnesses. There would be testimony. This is the lamb that's being born. There's a way that not everybody would know. And what would that mean? They knew exactly where he was. They knew what the king ordered, and Jesus would have been killed. Boom, right then and right there. And I was like, whoa, who knew, who knew that? And then I was all of a sudden going up, and I'm like, I'm walking up a hill. And I'm like, okay, I'm walking up a hill. Who am I walking? And who's ahead of me? And then I realized from behind it was her. And oh my, you know what I did? I fell to my knees and I thanked God. Yeah. Okay. Ciao, baby. Ciao, ciao.